Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. How are we doing? It is the end of another week, and it's been one of those weeks. Hope you're good. Hope you're having a great end to your Friday. Well, of course, you're having a great end to your Friday. You're watching me. We're going to be talking about how you can build a profitable personal brand in the next 30 days. And the next 30 days are the most important 30 days of 2026. I'll explain why in a moment. They are your most important days. And I'm going to walk you through what you need to do to not just build a brand, but build one that actually makes you money. And you should start it now. Why is the next 30 days so important? Well, it's probably not escaped your notice that we are ticking down to 2027. Like literally, the Christmas stuff's going in the stores, it's starting. For the US, where you have a huge Halloween, you've got Halloween to get through, but we are 4 months away from 2027. And this window from basically September to December, mid-December, from a B2B point of view, is prime new business season. There's two new business seasons in a calendar year. The first one is the beginning of the year, coming back, hit the ground running, let's get some stuff going. And then that kind of slows down around Easter into the summer, and then it fires back up again in September. And so we are 10 days away, or 9 days, 10 days away from the beginning of prime B2B business season. Some people call it the second new year of the year. So in the next 30 days, you've got a 10 days head start on that season. You want to be building a brand that's going to help you and make it easier to sell. And I made a bold promise. I made a bold statement, which I fully believe that if you build the right personal brand, it will bring you leads and clients better than referrals. Now, a referral, good quality leads, but a referral is one person recommending another. It's trust-based and they are brilliant leads. A profitable personal brand does that on a multiplier with more people. Instead of you getting one person, somebody else recommending you, you get other people self-selecting. But to do that, you have to do the right things. It's not just about making noise. There's lots of people building personal brands and not making any money. It baffles me that there are some people with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands even of followers struggling to make any money. And it's because their brand, that what they do and what they're known for, and the content and the perception they put out into the world doesn't create the demand with the right people. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the way to do this. There we go. What the hell did I do there? So what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk to you about some stuff that you need to do to build that personal brand in the next 30 days. So here we go. Tell you what, me pressing that wrong button then knocked me off something wrong. So my 3P method, I'll just talk about this because it's really important. Think about it like this, right? What we're trying to do is build a brand that helps us sell. And so we have to do it backwards. So we have to think about it backwards. If we want leads and clients and pipeline from our brand, yeah, there's first of all the outcome, which is this here. Then there's the process, what we do, and all of that good stuff to seed that. And then there's the foundations of actually what our brand is about. If we get the foundations wrong of our brand, guess what? There's no chance in hell. Nothing's going to work. So everything comes off that. Now, I'm just going to say something brutal, absolutely brutal, that you're not going to like, but it's true. You need to settle on your proposition. Settle on your proposition. If you want to cut through in the next 30 days, right? 30 days is not a long time. So you have to distill your message so it's potent. And it's only potent if it's specific. If it's generalized, it's not going to cut it. So your brand, if you want it to be profitable, will be built around the 7 Ps. The problem you solve, the promise you deliver, the persona that's for, the process, your IP of how you do it, the proof that you can do it, the scope of how you do it, the service, and the price that you charge. Every one of those defines your brand. Every time you don't settle one of those, you confuse or add complexity in your brand. So the problem, you want to have problem authority, be an expert in solving a particular problem. What is it? Next, the promise. What is, if people hang around you, if people work with you, what's the difference you're going to make in their lives, their business, their career, whatever it is? You need to get clear on these, because if you want people to remember this stuff, you have to say it so it's remembered. And the problem is, it's not about what you remember. It's not about what you understand. It's what other people remember. It's what other people understand. And so you can't feed a complex message in sound bites easily. And we're operating in a world and a time in history where it's sound bites. Next, you can't be all things to all men or women. You need to pick a persona. For some of you here, the most profitable brand you could have is a group of 500 people in your LinkedIn network or your follower base actually see you as the go-to person. Right? For most people, the problem is not being known. The problem is being associated with something that people want. Hear what I said there? Being associated with something people want. So you need to settle this proposition. And if you said to me, if we were in person now, if we were in a room, in an auditorium, and I was on stage sharing this, you might come up to me afterwards and say, yeah, but Dean, I can help a few different personas. Dean, I can help solve a couple of different problems. I know. Believe me, I know too. The issue is I can't be remembered for all of those things, and I can't land a message for all of those things. And so when I try, I muddy the message. If I want to make it as easy as possible, I need to make it as clear and as simple as possible. Everything I'm going to show you next, cannot happen unless you do that. It's not unsettled. Then, once you've settled them, and by the way, I've got worksheets on all of this. I'm happy to give them to you. So just drop me a DM and say, can I have the worksheets? And I'll send them to you, because, I want you to be successful. So proposition, you have to settle those. Yeah. If I'll just say this because I've seen so many people make this mistake. If you do not settle them, everything else is at risk. Everything else is at risk. Next, we need to pre-sell it. Pre-selling is how you build your brand, right? Pre-selling is how you build your brand. So your brand is associated with them 7 Ps. You and your service are intertwined. Pre-sell, abbreviated SPACE. How are you perceived in search? If people start researching you in the feeds, in AI, how are you perceived? Next, profile. Does your profile reinforce your brand? From top to bottom, does it reinforce your brand? If it doesn't, fix it. So in other words, draw on the 7 Ps to fix your profile. Next, how are you getting in front of that audience, that persona you self-selected in 7 Ps? On LinkedIn, that might be connecting. On Instagram, that might be engaging with them. On Facebook, it might mean joining groups. How are you getting in front of those people? Because you need to be in front of them. You need to be around them. Are you on Reddit joining the groups that they're in and contributing in those groups and owning some of those groups and those topics in there? This is about ownership. You're putting a flag in the stand, a spoke in whatever in the sand, a line in the sand. You're putting your marker down and saying, I'm going to own this territory. Own this territory. Yeah. Instead of dancing around other people's territories, own a piece of territory. And this is it. And then I go to Reddit and I own it in the Reddit forums. I own it in Facebook groups. I own it on LinkedIn. I own it on Instagram. Own it. For you to get 2 to 3 clients a month from your brand, yeah, you don't need hundreds of leads. You might need 30. The stronger and more potent your brand is, the less leads you need to convert, because they'll convert more easily. The more relevant you are, the easier the conversion. Then your content needs to reinforce this, right? I'm going to show you some things. I've got some content you can do. Your content needs to reinforce it. And then you need to give people the evidence. So you need to start sharing testimonials, case studies, proof that you have what it takes to get that result, evidence that you can deliver that result. So let me show you some of these examples, and then I'm going to give you some resources to help you with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a document first, and I'll put it on screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is go on and talk about search. So search, yeah. One of the things is Dean Seddon any good at social selling, right? What does the internet say about you? Yeah. So here we go. What does the internet say about me? Yeah. And this is not just a one-hit wonder. Yeah. This is something you do. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. So there's complete transparency. I have optimized what I'm talking about. Yeah. I have optimized. So I'm only talking about core things. Look, his core selling philosophy, unlike many online gurus, Seddon focuses on Seddon don't focus on hyperviral hacks or aggressive automated DM spam. His core curriculum emphasizes high value, low volume. AI is telling people what I want it to know about me. Yeah. Relationship first conversations, using content to pre-sell his expertise. AI is telling the internet my methodology because I am deliberately building my brand around it. Yeah. Free resources to evaluate him. Yeah. So literally, I have built up AI to tell them exactly what I'm about. Yeah. 100,000, 25,000 students, 100 million one. Yeah. You can see It's literally helping me, right? That's the first foundation of pre-selling. That is long term. But do you know what I'm doing? Because I've settled my 7 Ps, what I'm doing is I'm every day with my posts building that picture because LinkedIn is the source of most of AI and Google search these days. I'm writing on my website key messages, repeating them over and over and over again so that the world knows this is what I do, this is the results, the works. So you can see I'm practicing what I'm preaching. Then we go one step further. Noticed I haven't said anything about fonts and color schemes here, right? I haven't said anything about fonts or color schemes, right? I am reinforcing that all the way through my profile, proposition, pre-selling, pipeline. Yeah, work with me. I am reinforcing everything all the way through everything I'm doing to make sure that my profile does all the heavy lifting. So again, I don't like, personally, I'll just tell you, I don't like the fact that a lot of people see me as a LinkedIn person and a LinkedIn guru. I think my experience is bigger than that. I think I can help people in a lot bigger ways than that. But I am owning my social selling thing. I'm owning it on LinkedIn, which is my primary channel. So this is really, really important that you get settled with this and accept with yourself, because you cannot put it on your program, on your profile, if you don't accept it, if you don't get the reality of it. So I'm doing this whole process on my own profile as well. Now, then we come to, on that 3P framework, the next one is audience, which is straightforward, grow your network. Yeah, on LinkedIn, you've got to grow with exactly the right people you settled over here, the persona, these guys. You've got to grow your network with the same people, right? So everything's aligned. So, number one, you ready? Number one, I want you to, and this is a job, but I'm going to give you the resources to do it in a moment, and you can DM me and ask them for them. Number one, I want you to start writing about your 7Ps on your website every day. If you want to transform your brand in 30 days, you'll do this. If you're not serious about it, you won't. But if you want to shape the way you are seen across the internet fast, you will do what I say. Number one, you're going to write a blog on your website every single day. It doesn't have to be long. 1 2 minute reads, 5 to 700 words. If you struggle writing blogs, use voice notes or voice transcribers, say it out loud and get AI to tidy it up, but use your thoughts. Don't get AI to write it, because it won't help you if AI slop comes out, right? So number one, you're going to write a blog a day. I'm going to show you what to write in a moment, and if you want to message me, I'll give you the resources. Number two, you're going to fix your profile to match your 7Ps. Yeah. Number three, you're going to grow on LinkedIn. You're going to add, for your free account, 5 to 10 second degrees that match your exact persona every day. Right? One of my clients emailed me today, started doing this 3-4 days ago, maybe a week ago. He's already had an inbound lead, right? And he only started, literally emailed me earlier. I didn't expect it to work this fast. Why? Because we often think that things like this, it's about, it shouldn't work unless you got volume. It's the opposite. It's potency of what you're doing. So you're going to add 5 to 10 people if you're on a free account per day, a bit more, 10 to 20 if you're a premium or sales navigator member. Add them. Next, you're going to start sharing the content I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to pull it up and show you the content. I'm going to give you these. Right, so here we go. So first, you're going to do what your first 10 posts, right? Your first 10 posts on LinkedIn are going to be, you're going to introduce yourself, and not with a sales angle, just an introduction to yourself, right? Keep it personal. Don't list every achievement, but tell some good achievements, some specific ones, right? What you've started to post on LinkedIn and your background. Remember to include facts, stats, and numbers. Why you care about this topic. Why does it matter to you from your 7 Ps? Myths you used to believe about this topic or problem or promise. One thing you've noticed about the problem or promise. What you thought about the problem versus what you know now. Mistakes that you've learned through working with people on the problem and promise. A conversation that made you think, about the problem or promise. What changed your perspective about the problem or promise? 5 things you believe about your problem or promise. What they'll see more of in the feed. That's the first batch, first 10. Then these posts here are the posts that will start getting people messaging you. And again, I'll give you all of these, right? Show your ideal client, the persona, what becomes possible when they solve this problem. Paint a picture of what success looks like in a practical, real-world terms. Remember, AI slop is generic, it's filler, it's waffle. You're going to be specific. You're going to quote numbers, clear actions, specific details, right? If you go generic, you lose. There are 30. Share an idea or insight or experience that completely changed your thinking. Share a breakthrough moment that helped a client move forward. Address a common objection by sharing a story of someone who had the same concern. Share one of the most valuable lessons you've learned helping clients succeed. These are your 30 posts that you're going to share, right? These are going to be the posts that actually get you found. And these will actually build your brand. So everything that you do is aligned. So there's no confusion, no ambiguity. It's all on the same page. So I will give you all of these so you can do them. I'll also give you some instructions about the wants. And let me just bring that up for you because it's important. So it's not good enough just to talk about your topic. You have to talk about your topic and link it back to everything that your audience wants. So in a post, you shouldn't go, here's the important things about getting clients on LinkedIn. You have to actually, that's the top level. What about the personal want? Why do they want more leads and clients? Why is the person motivated to want more leads and clients? What's going on for them? And then underneath that, what are they feeling? What's driving them? The emotions that are driving them to want that, right? Otherwise, you create empty content where it gives you information, but it doesn't connect or land. So it's got to speak to what the audience really wants. Yes, you can talk about pain points and challenges, but don't make people feel bad. You want to make people feel motivated to move forward. Everybody can point out what's wrong, but can you call people up? I used to be involved in the church for a long time, Christian church. And there was a great line that a lot of preachers said. They used to say, I'm not going to pull people down. I'm going to call people up. And it's a really powerful frame there, talking to the pain points, but I'm not going to call people out. I'm not going to pull people down. I'm going to call them up. Or I'm not going to call them out. I'm going to call them up. People want to move forward. Yes, they know they've made mistakes. Yes, they know everything's not perfect, but they want to move forward. And if you help them move forward, your brand aligns with their desires. So there's the commercial one, the personal one, the emotional one. The pillars that you're going to rotate through on your content is the problem, the result or promise, your method, your process, your IP, your audience, and your topic. So all of those five things, you should always be talking around and about them. Never just deviate to random stuff. And then this is really important, especially if you want to dominate AI search, because that's so important now with LinkedIn content. You want to basically have an angle, a personal perspective, and insert your experience. Otherwise, it's neutral content. If you want, and this is the great thing, your LinkedIn posts actually feed the search as well. So when you talk about an angle, I'm saying a unique way of talking about it, a different slant on it that maybe is a bit different. Personal perspective is your opinions, what you believe. And experience are the stories, the things you've done. Tell everything you do through these things. If you just go, here's what most people don't understand. There's no person in there. There's no angle. There's no opinion. You want to start with things like, here's what I've seen 25 years doing what I do. Here's the mistakes I see, the 5 mistakes I see people make over and over again in social selling. Use your own experience, use your own beliefs, because AI is looking for that. Your audience is looking for that. They're not looking for Wikipedia. And I would look at your post and go, could I take that, copy and paste it in its entirety, and somebody else could say exactly the same thing. If that's true, that means your post is devoid of an opinion, devoid of any stories or numbers or stats from your experience, and it doesn't have a unique angle. Dead simple. Yeah, otherwise you're just flat. Yeah, oh, gone too far there. So if you want to do this, remember what it is. Settle your 7 Ps. I've got a questionnaire that will help you there. Just drop me a message. Then you want to dominate search based on your 7 Ps. I have actually got a worksheet on that I will give you. Sort your profile out. Make sure your profile aligns with these things. Next, start growing your audience with exactly those persona. Then you want to create your content around this stuff too. So everything is pulling in the same direction. That's why my client went, oh my God, I've got somebody inbounding me in the first week of doing this. How did that happen? I've never had inbound before, never sold anything before, and it came inbound. Yeah. And then the final one is you need to collect evidence. I'll tell you one of the things I'm doing. I get so many little stories and messages from people every week. And I go, oh, thanks so much for that, or appreciate it. And that's great news. I'm going to start blogging some of the success stories, so they're out there. I do a post every week showing a client result, but why can't I put a blog out there and say, here's the great feedback we've had from clients this week. Here's all the leads we've helped a client generate this week. Here's the money our clients have made this week. Why have I not done that? Because it feels like flexing. Well, hang on a minute. If you're flipping good at what you do, I know I'm flipping good at what I do. Why am I practicing false modesty? I'm not talking arrogance. I'm talking false modesty. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I'm worried or obsessed with what if somebody else thinks, right? I want people to know the success that we bring them. So I am going to blog every week with here's some things that happened, some great results that happened at Maverick this week. I don't care if somebody goes, oh, he's full of himself. I am doing it so the right people know that we can deliver for them. That's why I'm doing it. And we obsess about what the wrong people think. I'm not doing it for the wrong people. I'm not trying to satisfy the wrong people because they're not going to give me any money. I am in it to satisfy the people who will pay me. I want them to be confident in buying from me, certain that I'm the right person, and happy with the end result. I'm obsessed with those things. I want them to get the best results so they feel like this was a great decision working with me. And I want people to have confidence to make that decision quickly and easily. It's a no-brainer. And so if I want that, I have to get over all these what ifs. What if this person, what if Auntie Mabel, who I've never seen in years and I actually hate her guts, suddenly says you're a bit full of yourself? Or what if somebody I went to uni with suddenly thinks I'm a knob? I don't care. I didn't go to uni, by the way, but I don't care. If my friends think I'm going too far, they'll tell me. The people who matter will tell me carefully and sensitively. The people who don't matter, don't matter. You got to get to that place, right? Otherwise, eventually you'll get into a place where you give up, or you will get resentful of other people's success because they are prepared to do the thing that you're not. They are prepared to put their neck out and be themselves, be confident in what they can do, and that's why they win. And that's why, just to rub a bit of salt in the wound, that's why some 22-year-old kid is doing better than you. It's because they are prepared, maybe through naivety, but all the same, they are prepared to actually put themselves out there in a way that maybe you're not. Yeah. And actually, I'd argue one thing. You want to be authentic? Yeah. Hiding and holding back because of what ifs is being inauthentic. If you are not confident in what you're selling, if you are not confident in what you can do for clients, you are being inauthentic. If you are, you should be act with integrity and put it out there. It's not arrogance if it's true. It's arrogance if you're compensating. And I'm sorry I'm being tough on you guys. I literally want you to succeed. One of my missions is to help 1 million business owners thrive. Yeah. And that's a big old mission, right? But if I just tell you what you want to hear, go viral and everybody will love you, right? You'll be in the same position you're in now in 6 months' time, 12 months' time, 18 months' time. Even if you never buy from me, I want you to move on from this session and move forward and have success. Whether you buy from, I shouldn't say that, my sales and marketing team will go nuts, but it's true. Yeah. So search, you need to think about the narrative you're building in search. And if you are being shy, if you are being falsely humble, if you are hiding your lamp under a bushel, somebody else will take your place. So you have to say, I am who I am. This is what I'm good at. I have to own it. And that's number one. Number two, get your profile sorted so it aligns. Number three, grow your network. Number four, start posting the content I'm going to share with you. And then as part of that search, you need evidence, stories, testimonials, all that stuff. Collect them, share them, distribute them so that ultimately you've got the content. And I want you to do a blog a day, 700 words, blog a day. I'll send you this list if you want it, a blog a day. So I'm going to send you, if you want it, the blog a day you need to do, the content you need to write. You can find your audience. I can send you the 7P questionnaire, and you just need to go and sort your profile out. If you do that, it all sorts itself out. If you don't do that, if you don't settle your 7Ps, that last column will never happen. That last column never happens if you don't settle or it's luck, it's random 7Ps. Because what we're doing is building the perception, building your brand so that it connects directly to what you sell. And that is so powerful for people to go, actually, I like what this person says. The obvious next step is to move forward and work with you. That's why a profitable personal brand matters. So if you want them, I'll send you the questionnaire. I'll send you the blogs you need to create. I'll send you the content you need to create. But you just got to commit to it. And I'm looking forward to, and this is something I want you to do, as you do this, you're going to get results. And I want to hear them. I want you to screenshot them and send them to me. As people start inquiring, as people start asking how they work with you, I want you to screenshot them and send them to me so I can blog about them. I'll hide the details, obviously. I'm not going to publish personal information, but I'll hide it. But I want to feature you in my blog because I know if you do this, I've already got a client message me today who's told me, I can't believe this works. Why? Because you're clearing the decks of all the confusion and saying, this is what I'm about. I'm becoming a go-to expert. Your brand is becoming a go-to expert on a problem and a promise for a persona. And you've got a process, an IP that is just killer. I'm going to wrap up in a second. I just wanted to say, if you like what I'm talking about, want to know a little bit more about how I can help you, drop me a DM. Just put the word win in the DMs. If you want to chat to me, I will happily chat to you, explain a little bit more about what I do. I think on the how to work with me, there's a call booking link there as well. But this is it. You do this, you win. It is really, really that simple. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support you give me. My mission is to help you thrive. I'm going to keep doing that every single day on LinkedIn and everywhere I go. But it's in your hands now. I gave you the information. You got to do it. And if you want the rest of the stuff that I'm giving you, just message me. I'll send it all through. And that's me. Over and out. Have a great week.